All right, welcome everybody. Hello guys, just quick mic check. Let me know that you can hear me okay, see me okay, everything's coming through. And I think it is. Hey Agrizorto, hey Thomas, how you guys doing? Okay, fantastic guys. Sniper, welcome. Guys, welcome to the trading room. My name is Saul, glad to be with you. Bob, good to see you. Before we get started, please remember this is the trading rooms are just the opportunities to discuss some ideas between me and all of you guys. Nothing I show here or do here is meant to be a buy or sell signals on any instrument, any time frame. I want to show you the way I approach the markets, and I read price, and I understand the charts, and how I execute trades, manage trades, and I hope you can take some principles from this and apply it to your individual situations. So please do not follow along if I say that I am buying or selling, or my bias. It doesn't mean it's the right bias or direction for you. Please be responsible for your own trading. With that being said, as you know, on Mondays we scan the daily time frames, and we go through the major pairs to see if there's anything lining up, any opportunities. We have an open trade that we actually took last week, and it's still running. It's doing good. So yeah, we'll cover that one, and with that being said, let's find some opportunities on the daily time frames to see if there's fundamentals, long-term opportunities, and then if we have some time, today is quite a good day to also go to lower time frames and to do some trading. So we'll see if we have time for that. Okay, guys, let me share my screen here. Okay, so this is my chart. Let's start with the dollar index, and with the calendar we'll review what we got during the week. Matt, welcome. Grim, good to see you. Okay, so the dollar index has made, just in front of our eyes, new fresh demand. Okay, we saw it was going on this channel, which shows weakness of the dollar, but it started going down very, very slowly on a very weak way, and those channels eventually break either to the upside or to the downside in a strong way, because supply is being consumed along the channel, and demand it is being consumed along the way. And once a new fundamental is announced or something released, we tend to see new supply or fresh demand form just in front of us, and it is exactly what happened last week, since Thursday and then on Friday with the NFP. So we were following with this channel. We did mention that there wasn't a lot of demand back here, so if there was going to be a reaction to the upside, needs to be created by a new fundamental and not a reaction from last demand. And I believe that what happened, we're seeing the breakout, or the break to the upside of this of this channel. Creating a fresh demand, and in the midterm, slightly changing the bias to the bullish side. Okay, if we're very focused on the short side and on a very weak US dollar, we might see a little leg or impulse to the upside from here, targeting at least this supply up here, or probably also last another supply there. If we manage to break the whole channel, we might go to last year's high. But until then, we have some time. Mid-time, I will be aiming to get to those supply areas. So slightly, for this upcoming week, probably 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be looking for opportunities to buy the US dollar. And we're going to check the calendar, and then we'll come back to the charts to see how is the dollar behaving against individual pair or individual currencies. Okay, so let's just review what we got in ahead a week. So a very quiet Monday. Cash rate in Australia, they keep increasing their interest rate. I'm not sure, I haven't checked what's the inflation in Australia, but we see these increments are not very aggressive, and this should be already priced. We tend to see the forecast like 1 week ahead, so this should be already priced into charts, unless if there's not going to be a surprise in this data. Besides volatility, we shouldn't have any trend initiating movement or something. Okay, but do be aware of cash rate in Australia. Of course, this speech, Powell speaking, and every time someone big speaks, traders are trying to get hints of what's going on with the economy, and with that, what can we expect of interest rates, and with that, a lot of money flowing in and out of the currency. So it's hard to to forecast or to predict what's going to be there, but certainly volatility. Again, William from the FOMC is going to be speaking. Not much other than that. Not much. And then GDP in the UK, we'll see how's that. Lately hasn't been that big. And employment change and consumer sentiment. So not a lot. These ones, are very volatile, but they don't tend to be trend changers or trend starters. Okay, so I guess besides, other than this one, all the others will be very volatile. We tend to be spiking volatility, and that's it. Okay. Have a trend direction bias change from Euro USD, Pound Yen, Dollar Yen after the surprising good NFP data last Friday? Great question, Patrick. It has, and I'll cover that in a second. Okay. When do you think the 5ers will work with TradingView? I want to take a challenge, but really don't want to have to learn MT4 and 5. Scott, we've been in communication with TradingView. Unfortunately, the connection through API is very, very complex, and so I don't want to tell you it's going to happen soon, because it will not. What I can tell you is there are some ways to fix that. Okay, because you can connect like a brokerage account to TradingView, like work on a brokerage demo. Let's say to pick Wanda or FXCM or whatever broker, to open a demo account with them, connect it to your TradingView, and then to connect through a copy trading system or program to connect that demo account to our MT5 account. So you trade on your TradingView, it gets copied on the brokerage account, and then copied on our MT5 account. I know it's not ideal, but has been more difficult than we thought to connect to TradingView, unfortunately. And also their pricing system is built for brokers who have unlimited pockets and budgets for that. For us, it hasn't been as easy as we thought. On the other hand, learning MT5 is not that difficult. It's a very friendly platform and not difficult to learn. You can always do all your analysis on TradingView and then just go ahead and execute on the MT5. You know your levels already. You have all your analysis done on MT5 on TradingView, and you just go buy or sell on MT5. Hope that helps. Mark Hutchins, yen-related pairs affected by news of Bank of Japan deputy governor was being sounded out to be the next governor. Yeah, we'll review that. Yen has very important movements. Hi everyone. Hi Anthony. Good to see you. Annual inflation rate, Australia climbed to 7. Okay, so Mark, thanks for that one. So if inflation is increasing, we might keep seeing these increments in interest rate in Australia, and a strengthening of the AUD, at least against other currencies. I do see that AUD against USD has been more driven by the USD than the AUD, but AUD against other currencies, we will see how is that behaving. Inflation coming back. Do you think Bitcoin will dump again? Because it seems Bitcoin is very affected by inflation. I don't really follow the fundamentals of Bitcoin. I have seen that Bitcoin has been very correlated to S&P, and if that's the case, I would say the opposite. We'll look at the Bitcoin chart, but if it's still correlated to the S&P, I think as we go down on inflation, slowly we'll see a recovery on the stocks, and if that's true and there's correlation, maybe Bitcoin will start going up again. But we'll do a technical analysis on that. Okay, Scott, have we done a video about that? Not me, but there's a video on YouTube explaining how to do that. So if you can send us Scott mail to help@the5ers, send it to me. Okay, specify you're looking for me. I'll make sure I send you the URL link for that video. Okay, with the explanation. Okay, guys. So let's jump into the charts. Let's see what's happening there, and let's start with the euro. Okay, so what we saw on the dollar index is very, very similar to what we'll see in most currencies. The dollar slightly getting stronger than against other currencies. So a similar channel that we saw on the dollar index we see here on the euro. And at this point, I don't if you see, there wasn't any reaction. Okay, this peak point, it wasn't a reaction to any key demand or something. The supply on the euro was way higher. Okay, we didn't get to there. So this means this is a fresh supply being created because new fundamentals, unexpected fundamentals. Okay, so first we want to see how is it being created. Okay, this movement down, how it's been created. We can go to lower time frame just to confirm there's truly an aggressive movement to the downside. So we have this first movement to the downside, and then the continuation. Okay, so we have clear supply. We have one push, and the second push. The second one being even larger than the first one. Okay, so we have clear supply being formed that might confirm a reversal. Okay, or the beginning of a down leg on the Euro USD. This movement should be targeting a demand down at this area. Okay, let's see where's the demand exactly. Okay, well, let's go to lower time frames, and we see the demand is there. Okay, there will be some lines of resistance across, all across. So we'll have some resistance there. We have mid-range demand also there. This area right here. So we have mid-range demand, and then we'll have some resistance here. That was a swap zone. Okay, that was this area here. That was a supply. It was broken, so that becomes a swap zone, a demand, and then we have the demand back here. So I think there's not enough here to stop this movement to get all the way to that movement down. So it has at least 50 pips to run, and then if we manage to break that mid-range demand, we might go all the way to lower demand, which is 110 20 from the resistance all the way to 100 to 200 pips to the demand area. So I think we're going that direction. So during the during the week, I will just wait for opportunities to sell the market. If I go to lower time frames, I will be looking for shorting opportunities. There will be some support along the way, so those supports will give the pullbacks, and then once we see those pullbacks, I will start selling the market. So my bias is bearish all the way to that, okay, to those areas. That's one, that's true, that's two. And then from there, I really want to see how price forms, okay? Something, if you see me trading on the lower time frames, I tell you all the time that I make better decisions by new information that the market gives me, okay? Every bar in the market is new information that I take into account, okay? So I don't get married with my forecast and my predictions, because those change in real time, okay? I didn't know there was going to be unexpected news or unexpected outcomes on the news, and there was going to be first supply formed here. I thought we were going all the way to the supply area there, but the market is telling me now otherwise, okay? So now I want to adapt to that, and I want to become a seller as long as we haven't reached that demand area. So as long as we stay below those supply areas we saw here, I want to be selling, and then depending on how market behaves once we reach those areas, I will, adapt my trading again and my bias again. For the upcoming week, I'll be a seller, and then we'll see if here we have a bounce and a continuation higher, or we break to the low side, and then I want to be selling again. Okay, so for Euro USD, that's my bias for the week. I want to be a seller. I'm missing some comments here. Francesco, I can merge two accounts. For example, if I pass 200, can I have a single 200 account? Unfortunately, not. We don't have those groups in the system. So, and we also want to see specifically on the bootcamp that you're commenting. We want to see different strategies and different trades on both accounts. Okay, so we have no way to merge accounts. As a question, do you wait for the exact entry even if it takes 2-3 hours or delays or whatever, and let the market decide? Not sure, Alexandru, if I understand you. Do you wait for the exact entry? You mean, okay, please try to explain your question a bit better. Let's hit the sell USD, Saul, patience, steady. Okay, now let's go to the pound. Last week we were reviewing, these levels, and we just, it was not a fundamental based trade. It was just a risk reward ratio based trade, and all my lines are gone. But you do remember we had our resistance level there, and we said, okay, our stops will be above that, and our target will be at the lower part of the consolidation, which is here. Okay, we have the demand down here, so we can set our targets there, and if we let that trade go, then we have like let's see, we have 130. We have 3-to-1 risk reward on the dailies. So that would be the scalp target. Then if I want to swing that, you see how very easily it broke. There was no demand here to stop that movement to the downside. Now we'll see price slowing down, and we should be hitting that demand area. So as long as we're not there, I want to continue selling if I go to lower time frames. And then depending on how it behaves there might be chance we break that level, that support area or demand area, and we might go to the next level, which is there. So that would be already the swing target. Okay, my easy target, the scalp target, is here. Okay, before I ask the market to break that strong demand. Now, if I believe there's a chance the market breaks that, then I want to swing that, and I want to try to go to the next pivot point. So that's still up and running. We'll see how that goes. If I go to lower time frames, I want to be a seller, okay? But in this case, we do have a very strong demand there, so I think we're heading there. Okay, I don't see why we don't get to that area. Now, dollar yen, and there was a question here, Patrick, I believe it was you, about dollar yen and my bias, okay, for dollar yen. And dollar yen has drastically changed. You know, we're following this channel, and this channel, you know, we said that there has a lot of supplies along the way, but it also started slowing down, and we recognize how it started to get overextended in this last movement. And it had, you know, it tested the supply with that week, and it had the opportunity to break to the low side, and instead of that, continue lower. And it has broke already the channel. And you know, for you guys, if you like trend lines, usually we see that, okay, once we break the trend line, we want to go long, or we want to wait for the price to retest the breaking area and then to rejoin the movement. So that's, you know, in theory is fine as long as there's fresh demand being formed. Okay, so we want to see how that break happened, and to make sure fresh demand was formed. So in this case, if we go to lower time frames, we see the movement that initiate the break of the trend line, and we see the demand is very, very clear. See this important movement. Today we opened with a gap up, a pullback and a continuation. So we have the gap. Also will break. Will wait. My hold as support. So now we need to see if there's supply. And I do remember there's supply up here, and I think that's the first target. So on any pullback, and if you already, you know, if you're long, that should be your first target. And then I remembered, yeah, there's next supply is up there, and there's more supply up there. Okay, so there's a lot of supply areas. So it's not, I don't think it's going to be like an easy way to the upside. But if we see these daily candles just picking momentum to the upside, they will start consuming those supply areas. Where's this stopping? It's hard to tell, of course, but you know, we'll see the sellers active at those areas. Those will provide pullbacks, and then I'll try to buy to catch the next movement. Okay, so if market goes to that supply, we might see sellers active, a little reaction to that supply, and then I'll try to join, okay, to buy and target next supply area, and so on. Okay, so yes, my bias has changed, at least for this week, guys. You know, we have news every other week, or every few days we have speech coming out. So I don't want to tell you I'm gonna be just buying, because I will be reacting to what the market does. But if I have to pick a direction this week, I would pick going long dollar yen, and then depending on how the market behaves, I'll tune and I'll adapt my trading and my reading and my positioning. But just based on that, my bias has changed to slightly bullish. Okay, gold, massive drop. Okay, clear supply being formed. There is, we have a lot of support, okay, to hold that, but that supply is also massive supply. So let's just mark those levels Look at this drop. Okay, that's massive supply and massive supply, but there's also nice demand down here. We might be targeting that area, and other than that, we have a lot of compression. Okay, you see the channel here that's different from this movement we have, which has been untested. All these little ones have been tested already. Okay, so that's the target area. If we break, okay, I think we're going that to test this area, and then if we break that area, there will be not a lot of support along this compression. Okay, so as long as we stay below these supply areas, I want to be selling. I want to be targeting that area, and I will see how price reacts to that area, and then from there I will see if I build longs, or I just see those just a reaction to continue to the sell side. Okay. Michael, could you teach us about the characteristics of a particular currency pairs that you have learned over the years, likewise for different sessions and characteristics? Okay, so that's a good question, Michael. I think we should have a full session for that. I'll build like a little session, or maybe over Trade Delicious I'll have a session where we discuss the characteristics of different currency pairs, because each currency pair has like its particular individual like nuances, like specific nuances. My favorite one is the Euro USD, is the one that I trade the most, and it's not hard to understand the nuances and the movements and when it's more active than not. Of course, Euro and USD session, okay, London session and USD session is the more active and more volatile. During Asian session and Australian session is less volatile, of course. But I'll prepare something about pairs characteristics. There's also a lot of what would be the word, like temporalities. Okay, temporalities would be the word. When over the years we see months that currencies strengthen more or less according to some fundamentals, and that affects specific currency pairs. So I'll prepare something on that, Michael, and we'll discuss that. Okay. After doing your analysis, you wait for the right moment to enter the market. Your worst scalping swing. Okay, Alexander, I think I do decide by the news or by the inflation that is entering the market trend. Okay, so okay, I think you're simply asking, Alexander, I think, how do I trade? So I'm not a huge fan of trying to time the market. Okay, so I'm very bad at timing the market. So what I do is I use a technique of breaking my entry points into different valid entry points, and instead of, and I'm also not very patient, I have to say. So if I see, let's take this trade, for example, this setup. Okay, I said that I want to be selling. I want to be selling as long as we stay below these areas. Okay, but when I see the market going towards those areas, just not stay out of the trade. I start slowly selling. Okay, let's say I see the market, coming towards the areas I said I would be selling. So if I see the market coming towards these areas, I start building. Okay, let's say I want to trade 10 lots. Okay, just an example. So instead of waiting for the market to come to this area and then boom, sell 10 lots, I start selling. Okay, I start selling, let's say, 1 lot or 2 lots as it approaches that area. Then at the area, I might add another 3 lots, and if it continues all the way to the next supply area, which is a valid entry point, I might add my other position. So I might trade 5 lots around this area and then 5 lots around this area. And if everything fails, then of course I get out of everything at my stop losses level, which is in this case would be there. But I don't tend to. It's super hard to say. Okay, when is the market actually turning around. Okay, if and this is a good example on the dailies. I was waiting for the market to come all the way to this supply area, because where it stopped, okay, at the blue line where it stopped, there was not of supply. Okay, it stopped and reversed because of new supply, new announcements. So if I was just waiting for the market to come to this area to sell, I would miss the trade. Okay, so I prefer to be in the trade and to see how the market behaves around certain area. And as I get more confirmation and the market approaches more valid and strong buy or sell areas, then I add to my position. Okay, I get into my full position. But that's how I trade. But yeah, it's based on supply and demand, and then in between the supply and demand areas, I look for price action patterns. So pullbacks, breakouts, retests, fake outs, simple stuff. It's just the way I enter and I exit the market is a bit different. The instant funding challenge, is it possible to get 6% paid out when the challenge is complete, or is challenge a demo account? No, so instant funding, it is a real account. So once you hit your first target, you get paid for those profits you made. Okay. Patrick, you mentioned quite a number of times you are not a patient person. Why are you still holding on the GBP USD since last week? Any reasons to the deviation of your trading preference? So Patrick, that's a good question. So this trade is open just because I was away from this account during the volatile days. I didn't have this account open. I trade other accounts as well. So this is my trading room account. So I wasn't aware of this, of this trade. But if I was managing this, this area is still my scalping target. Okay, I don't. The way I understand scalping or swinging is not related to the time frame I'm trading. It's related to the target I'm aiming. Okay, so between this supply, okay, where I got in, and then the supply got created, and the demand area, there's not much. Okay, between them, there's a lot of compression and little support that shouldn't hold. So this target is still the easy target. Okay, I will struggle to hold this trade open longer than this target. Okay, if I place my target there, I'm still kind of scalping the daily charts. Okay, because I'm just aiming for the first and the easy target. But if I see a bounce of this market and my target is down there, and then I see the market going up and down and up and down, I will really struggle to hold that trade to go all the way down here, and I would prefer just to take the profits, because I just have a hard time letting trades run in my favor when they start just consolidating or going against me. But in this case, when the market just came in my favor quickly, so it helps me also to keep it open to the take profit area. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Mark, when a price enters an area, are you waiting for a confirmation, candle formation, or you place your orders ahead of time once price hits a level? So why don't we go to a lower time frame, and we'll try to give an example, because it really depends on the price action. So it's very hard for me to give you an easy answer for that, Mark. It really depends how the price approaches the area. So if it approaches in a strong way, in an impulse, I want to wait for some confirmation. But if it approaches the area in like a weak way, like in a channel or something like that, then I don't wait for any confirmation. So that's the difference. But probably just follow along, following some sessions, and seeing live execution might be easier than trying to explain. It really depends on the market behavior every time. There will be we have some demand there that we haven't tested, but I'm still biased to the shouldn't hold for a very yeah, Patrick, I'll try to re-explain that as well, okay? For me, swinging or scalping has no relationship to the time I leave the trades open, okay? I know when you look for scalping, it says is getting in and out of the market, in a matter of minutes or something. But in a matter of minutes, if you're in a ranging market, okay, let's say this is a 1 minute chart, and you have a range, okay, happening in the market, and the market just going up and down and up and down and up and down. So you might be holding your trades for minutes, and the market doesn't go anywhere, okay. So what I want to try to explain is the fact that for me, scalping or swinging is related to where I place my targets and not related to the amount of time I stay in the markets. Because if I'm buying here, okay, let's try to identify that. So if I'm buying here and I'm trying the market to come to this area, okay, this is my target area, I'm buying here and I want to sell up here, but suddenly the market starts going sideways, okay. So it took it I don't know, 1 hour to get to that area. So I was trying to scalp, okay. I was trying to quickly get to that area and to get out of the market. I thought it would take 1 minute or 2 minutes to do that, but instead of that, the market moved sideways. So for me, the level is up there. I don't know how long it's going to take. So sometimes it's going to get there in 1 minute. Sometimes it's going to get there in 1 hour. Okay, the level is the same level I want to get. Okay, so if I go back to my example on the dailies, I was selling at resistance, and my next key level. Okay, if we zoom out a little bit, okay, we're selling here, and there's really not much all the way down here. So down here is the first fresh demand I identify. Okay, there might be some there. Okay, some support areas there, but this is like the scalping target. This is like the first target I see between my entry and, this is like the opposite side of the range. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it, but if this is the range, that's the other extreme of the range. Okay, I'm not trying the market to break the range and go to another key area or to the extreme of all this run. Scalping is just trying to get the very first target. So for me, the very first target, okay, is the very next key area or key area. So from where I got in, the very next key area is this one right there. Okay, there's nothing in between. So that's what I read it as a scalp and not as a swing. If I wasn't showing you this is a daily chart, it shouldn't matter for you to it shouldn't matter to you how long are you holding your trade, but where are you getting in and out of the trades. Okay, so just Forget for a minute this is a daily chart, okay? You're just seeing candles, okay? So you have key levels. So you're shorting here. Where's your next level? Down here. Where's the next one? Down here. Where's the next one? Maybe down here. So if you're taking profits at the first target area or key level, that's a scalp. Doesn't matter, in this case it's going to take me 3 days, and if it was a 1 minute chart, it would take me 3 minutes. Okay, hope it makes sense. Thanks, Alexander. Mark, New Zealand franc. Yeah, we can have a look at that. Just let me. I want to quickly do some shorts here. So I have this push, and I'll wait for the market to come a bit higher, and then to retest these lows, or probably those lows here. Now I don't know. I'm not sure if the market will come all the way there before turning. So I can short now. Okay, I think that was smart. Okay, so my target is this base, or probably down here. Okay, but let's say that base. So I see the resistance all the way up there, but in between these 1 minute candles, there might be price action that I don't see. Okay, that you only see if you're trading, or if you're seeing the tick charts. Okay, that price action. So instead of if I only wait for the market to go to the resistance or key area and then I short, okay, I miss this opportunity I just took now. So I prefer to start small, and then as price goes to the area I want to be shorting heavier, then I add to that area. For this specific setup, then I would get out of my trades there. Okay, now this is a scalp. Okay, if I take profits there, that's a scalp because I have support here. If I move this to the next area, or even to the next area below that, that's already a swing. Okay, because I'm asking the market to break several support levels before getting to my target. Okay, so in this case it just took 1 minute. Sometimes it might take 10 minutes, sometimes it might take hours. Okay, as long as the trade is, the profit target is there, that's still a scalp. And this might be a 1 hour chart, 4 hour chart, daily charts. Okay, I hope that explained what I try to do every day in the markets. April Scott, you've been looking for weeks the pros and cons of many different prop firms, and I've decided it's the 5ers as I'm going with. Now it's just to decide if I do the 100 Kuma or 24 instant funding. So Scott, I guess that's that depends on your experience and your level of experience in the market, because the bootcamp has challenge stages, and instant funding just get funded right away. So at the first stage you get money. So for someone who's just starting out, it is a good idea to go for the bootcamp. If you're already an advanced trader, I would go for instant funding. And there was a request here, and then we'll wrap up, I think, guys. New Zealand franc. Let's see if we can pull that out. Kudos to you, man. It's very it's very difficult to see my winners run. I always want to close as soon as I see blue. I'm with you. Okay, I know we're feed with this, let your winners run, but you need to adapt trading to your personality, and even if you're gonna let those winners run, but you can't sleep because you think on your winners, and it might go back to your entry level or to your stop out, and so you cannot even fall asleep. So it's not worth it. Okay, so I prefer to make peace with my trading style, and to make money. Okay, and just bank profits one time, another time. Okay, in this example, I took profit here, and the market did continue a little bit in my favor. Okay, so I missed out on that on those, I don't know, few pips that are here in between. But I'm fine with that. Okay, I take profits, I wait for the market to pull back again, and then I sell again. Okay, I don't care. Sometimes the market will go in your favor after you take profits. Sometimes, and many times, will reverse against you. Okay, so I'm always happy, and I'm calmed, and yeah, so I'm comfortable taking profits and repeating that action again and again. So there was a request here, and we'll wrap up after that. That's for you, Mark, and I hope, Mark, I think that was you, Mark, and Patrick, I hope my explanation makes sense. And if not, come to London, June 17. Let's meet there. Let's talk trading and discuss in depth. So New Zealand franc, Mark, I don't know what you're seeing. I don't know. This is not a pair I follow. I do need to say that, but I do see the range, and I do see last impulse, and it looks like has been an important movement to the downside. Let's see how that was formed. Yeah, so what looks strong on the dailies doesn't look as strong on the hourlies. Okay, I would say from the dailies, I would tell you, yeah, there has to be some supply there, and there has to be some supply there, and then you go down to the hourlies, and they don't look as strong. Okay, there is supply. Okay, we see from this area here. We see from this area there was this movement initiated, but first we had an attempt to test that, so I don't know how strong it is anymore, and then again from this area, which is not very, very clear, and we see all the tails, all those tails, little tails there, all those tails are very tricky because those test and consume supply and demand. Okay, so we have this movement initiated. Okay, so I guess there will be supply there. If the market goes, it will meet some resistance there and some resistance there, but it's not very strong. And then we need to see if there's some demand left. Let me see if I find it. Okay, all this area has been consumed. Let's see what's back. So back here we had some demand. You see from this tail we have that movement, and then just continuation, and then an attempt to test that, so it's not very strong. So what I see, seeing demand done at this area, went long, done at this area, went long at 0.28, 58, 32. Okay, and you're okay. So you're long. You took a long. Okay, so there is some demand. It's not very, very strong, I have to say. So if you're long, as long as you are clear where are you, getting out of the trade, I do see some reasons why we bounce off this support and we go back either to that area or to that area that we marked. That's a good risk reward ratio. Okay, that's trading you need to be willing to hold for a few days. Other than that, I would like to see what's there back there, because that's untested. So I would like to go to hourly time frames. How far is that? Okay, so it's there. Okay. Oh, wait. Yeah, so again, there is demand, but you see how we start the movement and very quickly we start compressing, and then we attempt to go higher and we failed, and we almost retest the demand area, and then from here we did start an important movement. So this is a nice demand area. Let me see, where's that on the dailies? Okay, so that blue line. So on the blue line we saw here, that's a nice demand area. So we might see a false breakout of this support. Okay, the market going down, testing that demand, and then reversing to the upside. So if you're going to place your stops, make sure those are below the 0.5989, 5789 level, because there's a demand there. It might fake you out, and then reverse to the upside. Other than that, I don't see any trend. I don't see anything. So I would try to apply something similar that you're doing. I would try to buy these areas because there's no trend at all. Okay, very choppy market. Green from Ukraine, best trading. Stay safe. Hey Saul, my MT5 freezes all the time. The candles are not drawn. Do you know maybe the reason? Not sure, right? No, I know on our end it's all up and running, as you see. Try uninstalling and reinstalling, and if not, please send a ticket. We'll try to look into it. Thanks for my insight. Thank you. Best trading. See Lokier next to Carson. Guys, that was a good session with you. Thanks for all the questions. That really makes it more interactive and more active and more fun. So yeah, those are the opportunities for the day and for the week and my biases. So thanks for coming, and thanks for staying, and till next time, guys. See you. Bye bye.